love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
What's up, guys? Leighton here for UFC Gambling Addicts. I'm going to bring another series to this channel. So, yeah, I'm branching out a little bit right now with series for the channel, ideas for the channel, closing in on 1,000 subscribers. So, I'm looking for ways to improve the channel, you know, bring more people to the channel and just make it a better channel overall. So, yeah, this is another series I'm going to be bringing to the channel. It's called Matchmaker, you know, it's in the title, and by no means am I a matchmaker. You know, I'm sure everyone listening to this, you know, you're not a matchmaker, but we are MMA fans, and it's always fun to think about, you know, who's next for a particular guy. So I'm just going to bring this out like every Sunday, you know, if it's appreciated, and I'm going to pick like 3 guys who won last night and try and see who would be the right guy for them next. So we'll start with Dan Hooker. He has had that post-fight interview. You know, MMA Junkie covers, you know, all of that. And he has said he wants a top 10 guy. He wants to be on that Adesanya card. And, you know, he's probably going to get that. You know, that's pretty much certain. He will be on that card. And, you know, he has said Raging Al would be a good fight. But I'm going to give you 2 names. So we'll start with Al. I think that's a good one. And we're going to go with the Bronx too. The reason why I'm going to say the Bronx would be a good fight next for Dan Hooker is, you know, we all know about the Bronx. This guy's been around for some time. He's got the most submissions in UFC. And he's on a 5-fight win streak, you know. And, you know, all of them being submissions. No, I mean in his last fight he had that right cross and ground and pound over Nick Lentz, but you know he submits guys, you know, and he needs a more challenging opponent. And Dan Hooker right now is looking very good. You know, the only loss recently being Barboza. So Dan Hooker versus Charles the Bronx on the Adesanya card would be really good. And obviously Raging Al as well. You know, he's fought some household names. He's beaten Masvidal, Kevin Lee twice. You know, he's fought Habib, outclassed by Donald Cerrone. So that's another guy in the top 10 who would be a decent fight for Dan Hooker. So those are my 2 names for Dan Hooker. I'm sure some of you guys have like a couple more names, so leave those in the comments. And let's move on to Alex Hernandez. So I could be way off in this prediction with Alex Hernandez. I believe he's what now, 3-1 inside the UFC. So looking at the next matchups for Alex Hernandez, I'm going to go with Gregor Gillespie. And reasons for that being, so last night what we saw was Alex Hernandez, you know, he didn't really look like himself. There wasn't much explosion. He was very cautious on the feet, and to be honest, I think that decision was wrong. I think it was, you know, a robbery, to be honest. It was pretty bad. He just didn't look confident on the feet. So we know about Gregor Gillespie. He's 6-0 now inside the UFC, and he's a very, very, very good wrestler. A very relentless chain wrestler. And Alex Hernandez is very good at wrestling himself. So I think, you know, that's a fair fight for both guys. Gregor Gillespie, you know, I'm looking at the names: Vince Pichel, Yancy Medeiros, Rinaldi. I think Alex Hernandez is close in the rankings with Gregor Gillespie. And when you think of it stylistically, you know, you're not really expecting a dangerous combo from Gregor Gillespie. So Hernandez could be more confident standing. And same with Gregor Gillespie. You know, that's just a step up from Yancy Medeiros. It's a good name, and it's just a very decent fight for both guys. So, yeah, that would be my name for Alex Hernandez, but I could be way off on that one. So, very quickly, let's take a little look at Walt Harris, because he was my most confident pick last night. You know, and he just demolished Oleinik. You know, it was pretty, like, harsh to watch, like how quick it was, how devastating it was, and Oleinik took a couple minutes to come round, but you know, what a statement to make in the heavyweight division. So there's two names I have for Walt Harris. Those names are going to be Alistair Overeem and Derek Lewis. Starting with Alistair Overeem, you know, he's on a 2-fight win streak, and his last fight was Alexei Oleinik. So kind of makes sense there. You know, he's still in the rankings. He's a veteran, you know, and he's still going. And there's one reason why he's still going. He wants to be champion again. And Walt Harris is, you know, making big moves in the heavyweight division. So, yeah, both of their last opponents was Alexei Oleinik. So that kind of makes sense there. Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris, you know, I like that fight. And for Derek Lewis, you know, obvious reasons. He comes to take your head off. And that's pretty much what Walt Harris just did to Alexei Oleinik, you know, with the big knee, then finished with the hands. Walt Harris is, you know, he's looking to take your head off, and so is Derek Lewis. So stylistically, that's a very good fight. Obviously, we got the Derek Lewis versus Francis, and everyone was excited for that, and it didn't happen. But you know, you'd have to say that there would be fireworks in that fight. So yeah, leave your comments below who you think these three should get next. And like I said, yeah, I'm going to try to do this every Sunday. Brooks will be joining me on these. He's in Michigan at the moment at a wedding. He's pretty busy. So yeah, for anyone who listens to us regularly, we're going to have the Contender Series out tomorrow. And the UFC 240 predictions will probably be Tuesday night. So yeah, appreciate you all guys, and peace.